good here again back with another video. Alright, look. We're going to get into, after I got done reacting to grades by Cohn, I came across this video, why BYU QB Zach Wilson might not be the best choice for the 49ers. If y'all all know me, y'all know Zach Wilson is the quarterback for the 49ers. You just don't know it yet. But we're going to get into it. We're going to see why he thinks this, because I really honestly don't know why he would think this, because Zach Wilson is the perfect quarterback for us. But let's get into it.
Zach Wilson. I still like Zach Wilson. But he had his first bad game of the season yesterday.
It wasn't even a bad game.
And what I noticed about it was, for the first time basically this year, he had a bunch of bodies around him in the pocket. And I'm not saying he played poorly, he just didn't put up video game numbers for the first time.
Whoa. What game are we talking about? We talking about Coastal Carolina? Because the game I saw, that boy was something else. He was different. I seen him fight through adversity and chippering, going back and forth with the team. I seen him fight through adversity and still put up decent numbers and still show he's that guy. That's what I saw. What game is he talking about? He's talking about Coastal Carolina with their first loss. I mean, I know that ending, but the game, the highlights I saw was Zach Wilson overcoming adversity that was well shown in that game and still put up decent enough plays for them to win the game. Like I said in my video when I reacted to Coastal Carolina, it's not going to be Zach Wilson's fault if they lost. I mean, you could probably say it's kind of his fault for that last throw he threw when it was 1 yard, 2 yards short, because he had his running back wide open right there in the flat for an easy walk-in. But I'm pretty sure that play wasn't even designed to go to the running back at all. It was designed to go to that receiver he threw to, because you could literally tell. He literally just stared down that receiver. That was probably the only bad thing I would really say about Zach Wilson, is that he stared, not even about Zach Wilson, just in that game or in that drive, is that he stared down that receiver. In crunch moments like that, you can't just stare down a receiver, because then the whole defense knows who you're going to. And it made it easier for the defense, because I play defensive back. If I see a quarterback just staring at the receiver, I'm like, okay, all I gotta do is sit on this. And I'm gonna get a tackle, or I'm gonna make a play. And that's what they did. They made the tackle, and it was very easy. He threw it in the middle of the field, where most of the defenders were. So I mean, yeah, that was not the best decision. But to say,
you put some bodies around him, all of a sudden he's not the second coming. He's human. And in the NFL, that's going to be every game, especially if he's a top 5 pick. It's going to be all the time. So I don't really know what to make of Zach Wilson. I like the idea of Zach Wilson. I'll answer some of your questions. I know I'm not taking your tips and stuff. I'm on a roll. I'm on a freaking roll, guys. Here's what I want to say. I like Zach Wilson. When people look at him, I think people look at like, oh my God, he could be Patrick Mahomes, or a poor man's Patrick Mahomes, or a dynamic playmaker. He's the kind of
I don't ever think Patrick Mahomes. I just think dynamic playmaker.
He's the kind of quarterback I want in 2020. He fits the mold. He's athletic. He can make plays on his own.
Yeah.
He can protect himself.
Yeah.
He can scramble.
Yeah.
I think you get into trouble when you're scouting quarterbacks, when you're looking at what type of quarterback you want. That's not really the issue. You're trying to get the best quarterback, because not all of these guys are going to be good. And some of these guys have more question marks than others.
You can really make the argument he could be the best quarterback in this draft, though. I'm not going to lie. If Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields not getting in this draft, he's number 1 quarterback taken. He's number 1 overall pick. Zach Wilson. That's how I feel. Zach Wilson would be the number 1 pick if Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields didn't have that much of a high, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a high caliber ceiling. Like Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields are the 2 main names. If they're not main names, I believe Zach Wilson will be that Patrick Mahomes, that Andy Reid traded up to 15 to go get, and nobody knows about. I mean, I'm not comparing him to Patrick Mahomes. I just said that, but I'm just saying Zach Wilson's that type of quarterback. That he's not going to be the best. I mean, we all know Mr. Trubisky wasn't the best quarterback in the draft. We all thought Deshaun Watson was the best quarterback in the draft. Deshaun Watson didn't even go to like what, top 15, top 10. But
I'm not saying I see deficiencies in his game. He hasn't played enough in pressure to really know.
Yeah.
But I have questions.
Yeah, there's definitely questions.
His performance last night against Coastal Carolina or whatever didn't erase him. I still question what it's going to look like when he's got pressure all around him. All I know is every time he's making a throw, the pocket is huge. There's no one around him. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, look at the throw he makes off his, while running to the side unnecessarily, flipping it underneath. Like that's cool. It looks great, but there's no one around him."
That is true. There
were some guys around him last night. It didn't look so great. Zach Wilson, I have questions. Trey Lance, I have questions.
Oh yeah, Trey Lance, we all question because he didn't even get
college football.
He didn't even get to play this year. He only played one game
in college. Doesn't make you a great player. He played one game this year, didn't quit, or what? Didn't quit. Their season ended. One game this year, and it wasn't that good. He did like 50% of his passes. Who is Trey Lance? Is he a project? I mean, he might be great, but there's a lot of questions there. Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, a lot of questions. And another thing about Zach Wilson, BYU averages 5 yards a carry, 5.2 yards a carry. Justin Fields, Ohio State averages 5.5 yards per carry. I don't care who the quarterback is on the team. Whether he's a Heisman candidate, he's a top 5 potential pick, he's famous. If the offense is averaging more than 5 yards a carry, every defensive coordinator's number one thing that they're going to emphasize that week is, guys, we got to stop the run. I don't care who that quarterback is. We don't stop the run this week. They're not going to need to throw. So, when these quarterbacks play at these schools that can just dictate the game with their run game, things get a lot easier. The defense is playing the run first. How about let's start there? They play the run before they play the pass. The run wears them down. The play-action pass is effective. It slows down the pass rush. It creates wide-open throwing windows down the field because the linebackers bite. And so everyone knows it's easier to play quarterback on a team that averages 5.5 yards per carry than a team that averages 4 yards per carry. And that's
Zack Jimmy G from last year.
Justin Fields. That's the thing about Ohio State quarterbacks. They go to a school that averages 5.5 yards per carry consistently. It's so easy to play quarterback there. BYU, yeah, his receivers aren't that great. His run game works. The defenses he's facing are terrible. They have to defend everything, not just the pass and the run, right? So Zach Wilson, I love him. If the Niners get him, great. He went to one of the best possible spots. He's a project, I think. Not a project, but he's an enigma. He's an enigma with big-time talent, but
he's the dark horse. Come on now.
Like, is he Russell Wilson? I don't think so. Does he have that? People like him because of his athleticism. How athletic is he? Is he Patrick Mahomes? No, he's not big like that. He's not Patrick Mahomes. So what is the comparison here for Zach Wilson? Is it Kyler Murray? Hell no. Russell Wilson? Hell no. I saw Eric Crocker today say Johnny Manziel athletically. That's kind of fair. Now, I think athletically, Zach Wilson's got a little bit more juice. I think he'll run a faster 40. I think he's got a better arm. I think Johnny Manziel threw a lot of kind of crap throws up for grabs and got bailed out by Mike Evans. Wasn't particularly accurate.
Oh my God, I said that on my videos. It's just great when I see people that's on Sports Illustrated that I watch say the same things I say because it makes me feel more certified about myself and my analysis.
Not much faster than Johnny Manziel. It's comparable. And I saw Johnny Manziel in person in Cleveland when he beat Blaine Gabbert in the 49ers. I was at that game. He didn't look that athletic. He looked like a guy who was hanging on to it.
But Johnny Manziel doesn't.
I'm not saying Zach Wilson's going to go out like that.
Johnny Manziel didn't have a work ethic though. He didn't have a work ethic. He just thought his talent was good enough. He didn't have a work ethic. He didn't really have a drive to really want to be great. I feel Zach Wilson has a drive to be great. If Zach Wilson has a drive to be great, he will be way better gifted athletically and all that. Like, he'll be better.
And maybe Johnny Manziel could have had a successful career if he hadn't been person. If he hadn't been so self-destructive and he had been more. But I mean, what I saw is he was not a special athlete. He was a decent athlete. Is Zach Wilson a special athlete? Special plus? I mean, decent plus? Decent plus? I don't know. And I mean, it's great that he's not, you know, he's would you want to take the Mormon Johnny Manziel? Is that something you like? Can I sell that to you? Mormon Johnny Manziel? I don't even know if Zach Wilson is Mormon. I'm assuming. The Mormon Manziel. This kind of has a ring to it.
I don't understand you, Graham.
It kind of puts a damper in the whole situation when you put it that way.
Alright. So, we see what he had to say about Grant against Coastal Carolina. Do I agree with everything he said? No. Is everybody going to agree with what he says? No. But there is some truth to what he's saying, strictly because I've said that before in past videos about Zach Wilson. Him reminding you of Johnny Manziel. Him having a very good pocket to really throw out of. Like, the highlights, he's stepping deep into that pocket. Like, there be nobody around him. Like, it's him and his receivers. Like, it's a 7-on-7. That's pretty much what it is. And he's doing whatever he wants. That's what scares me. But other than that, y'all know how I feel about Zach. Zach is probably, if Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields are not in this draft, Zach Wilson's being the number 1 quarterback drafted. That's how I feel. Because he's that good. Regardless of what school he went to, he's just that good. And for Coastal Carolina, I feel like that was his first game where he really had to show some type of adversity and really fight back. And he did that. He showed that he wasn't scared of Coastal Carolina. He was getting pushed around. He got slammed down by 2 people, really just number 94. And you saw how he responded against that to 94. He stiff-armed him out of bounds and got in his face. Like, he's not scared of that type of moment. Like, he's not scared of, he doesn't fear that. That shows greatness with me. Because he's not afraid to go to war for himself and his team. Like, he's not afraid to put his nose. He's not afraid to get dirty. He showed a lot of good things in that Coastal Carolina game that usually you don't really see. Like, you see that in probably national championship games, like Trevor Lawrence. Not even really Trevor Lawrence when he was in the national championship game against Alabama, because that was a blowout. But when you're in games like that, it shows character, and I feel like Zach Wilson's character wasn't bothered by that game. Win or lose, it wasn't bothered. I feel like he showed up. It showed his adversity, his willingness to fight and not give up, not to fold when people has been trying. It was obviously seen they were trying to get him out of that game. 94 had it in for him. The rest of the defense had it in for him. And he showed adversity throughout that game. Like, that's all I could really say. He showed the best adversity I've seen. Like, he really fought back. Like, it didn't faze him. It didn't faze him at all. And that's what I like to see out of a quarterback. If somebody's going to push you to the ground and show you, like, yeah, I'm going to try and make life hell for you, how are you going to fight back? And Zach Wilson, I feel like Zach Wilson did that. And you saw in the end, he was leading the drive. That was going to be a Heisman moment drive if he just finishes it by throwing it to the running back in the flat. That's a Heisman drive right there. A Heisman winning drive right there. But it came 2 yards short. It came 2 yards short. But that's how I feel about it. Grant had some great points. He had some in my opinion, had some bad points. But everybody has an opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. So that's just what it is. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe. For more Zach Wilson, y'all know we're coming with more Zach Wilson. That's my guy. Regardless of where he goes, he's gonna be my guy. Like, I'm gonna react if he goes to another team. I'm not gonna become no. It's 49ers for life. Y'all know what it is. He's just gonna be a player I watch a lot because I like how he plays. Like, I like how he plays. He plays great. He plays exciting. He brings. I feel like he can be the one if he really puts the work in. That's how I feel about Zach Wilson. So yeah. But make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe. It's been your boy Heatemuptrell, and I'm out.